Hey guys, today I'll be introducing a new turntable that I just bought. So this is the Rega Planar 3. It is a legendary turntable for those of you who know about the history of turntables. The Planar 3 is considered to be one of the, I would say, most popular budget audiophile turntables. And when I mean budget, I mean still like around $1,000, but still, I mean when you're talking about turntables, they can easily be very expensive. So $1,000 is not cheap, but I guess when it comes to audiophile things, yeah, I guess you can consider this budget, right? And it's actually an upgrade from my old turntable at double the price. So I'm going to do a comparison between this turntable and my old one. So my old turntable is the Fluance RT85. This is a $500 turntable, and it's actually known for providing a lot of value for the price. And it's a very, I would say it's a pretty good turntable, right, for the price. So for 500 bucks, what you get on the Fluance RT85 is you get a solid acrylic platter right here. You get, this is an S-shaped tone arm, and you get this wooden plinth here with this, you know, I think they have these nice feet here that's supposed to prevent vibration. I don't know how good a job it does, but it seems like they worked a lot on that too. And yeah, this is considered to be a very high value turntable because of the fact that it comes with the Ortofon Blue cartridge. So the Ortofon Blue cartridge by itself is worth about 200 bucks. So you're buying a $500 turntable, and $200 of that $500 is already, you come with the cartridge. So that means really the turntable itself, you're paying 300 bucks for it. So that's an incredible value, I guess, for what you're getting. So the Fluance RT85 is very popular for that reason. It's always in the top bestsellers of, I guess, entry-level turntables. So yeah, I've used this for about 4 years so far. I got this at the beginning of 2019. So I've used it about 4 years. And as where my audiophile journey continues to progress, I always want to listen to, to more music and kind of adapt my equipment to that as well. And when it comes to audio, it's really a slippery slope. Anyone who's been into audio can tell you it's a slippery slope, right? You buy something, you get into it entry level, and just keep wanting more and more, and you keep upgrading, and then it ends up being a very expensive hobby. So I guess sort of I've fallen into that slippery slope, unfortunately. So I got this first. Actually, I bought the RT81. The Fluance RT81 is like it was like $100 or something like that, $150 or something. It's a very, very entry-level turntable. Came with an Audio-Technica 1895 cartridge. Then I upgraded to this one, the Fluance RT85, which comes with the Ortofon Blue cartridge. And this one is still very good for the price, right? Okay, I mean at the back here you get some very simple controls. You get the phono output, the ground. This is for auto stop, so you can turn auto stop. That's when the record actually reaches the inner groove here, it can stop automatically. You can turn that on and off, and you got the power jack right there. And then in the front here, pretty simple controls. If you want to switch between 33 RPM, you just turn the knob this way. Switch between 45 RPM, you turn the knob the other way, and then off, right? And yeah, basically when you turn it to 33 or 45, when you start to move the tone arm, the disc will start rotating automatically because the motor just starts. And then you can kind of tune your anti-skating here, and you have a counterweight. So yeah, it does all the basic things, and it's pretty decent sound for the price, like I said. That's why it's a bestseller. But as you know, a lot of us audiophiles keep looking for more and more. So the next upgrade that I get recommended a lot is the Rega Planar 3. So Rega is a British audio company that has goes back to the 1970s, and they're most well known really for the Planar 3 and their other turntables. And yeah, the Planar 3 is considered entry level or budget, but it's definitely on a step above the Fluance. So Fluance, by the way, is a Canadian company, but obviously they don't manufacture anything in Canada. This is very, very entry level, so of course they're all made in China. But Rega actually makes their stuff in the UK. So the Planar 3, even though it's $1,000, so it's not cheap, but still it's made in the UK, and it's actually not that easy to find something that's made in the UK around this price. So I guess you can consider this to be a good value in the sense that you're getting a very well performing, like this turntable is legendary, right? It's gotten so many awards. A lot of audiophiles rave about it. So you're getting a pretty good turntable because it has such a great reputation for the price, right? And it's made in the UK for that price. So yeah, I would say that a lot of people say that the Planar 3 is pretty much the minimum you need to go with Rega. I mean, there is a Planar 1 and Planar 2, but they're not as highly regarded as the Planar 3. And of course you can go even higher, right? You can go, Planar 8, whatever. That's really expensive stuff. I don't have that much money, so I'm gonna stick with the Planar 3. So yeah, this is double the price, $1,000 versus $500. So what do you get for double the price? Okay, so Rega, like I said, first of all, I can tell that this turntable, pretty heavy first of all. This turntable is definitely lighter. So that's the first thing I can tell right off the bat when I pick up these two tables. Secondly is the aesthetics are a bit different. So the Fluance, it has a wooden plinth right here, which is a walnut, which is it's a pretty nice finish, right? Very vintage looking. The Rega only comes in black and white, and it definitely looks more minimalistic, more modern. So it's got a more minimalistic aesthetic, which I'm also a fan of. They both come with dust covers, right? And I think that every turntable should come with a dust cover. That's like every turntable really needs one, right? If you don't want any dust to fall on your vinyl records. I think that's pretty much a must. I also feel like when it comes to the tone arms, this is where the biggest difference comes in, okay? Tone arms a huge difference. The Rega is well known for the RB330 tone arm. That's the one that they use on the Planar 3. This is considered to be one of the best tone arms that you can get at this price, and even beyond this price. So this is a highly regarded tone arm. And in fact, when I was looking at different turntables to upgrade to in the $1,000 price range, there's two turntables that really came into my eyes. One of them is the Planar 3 that keeps getting recommended online, and the other one is the Technics SL1200, which is another legendary turntable. It's very different than the Planar 3, but it's also equally as legendary. So compared to the Technics SL1200, I was looking at the 50th anniversary edition, which came in different colors and stuff. That one is a direct drive turntable, which means that the motor kind of directly spins underneath it. It doesn't need any kind of belts. So this is a belt-driven turntable. This is a belt-driven turntable. The Technics is a direct drive turntable, which means the motor directly spins the platter. And it's probably the most famous direct drive turntable, and it's the one that really made direct drive turntables kind of popular, especially among DJs and stuff. And there's a lot more controls on the Technics. Like it has like a variation in pitch and speed. You can press start and stop. You have strobe lights and stuff like that. So it's really meant for. I mean, it's actually designed for audiophiles, but also really designed for DJs as well. It's really popular among the DJ community. Especially the fact that you can scratch the records and stuff like that, and that's really how DJs kind of created that. The scratching technique is really using the Technics turntables. So the SL1200 is pretty legendary for that. The build quality, I would say the Rega actually has better build quality, and this is actually made in the UK, where the Technics SL1200 is actually still made in Malaysia, so it's not made in Japan. So I would say the biggest difference is that the Technics is a direct drive turntable. This is a belt-driven turntable. And the fact that the Technics is widely regarded for the motor, right? The motor is considered to be very precise. You can get exactly the right speed. So you can play all your records and get the correct speed. So basically I was deciding between the Technics 1200, which had a direct drive motor, and the motor is considered to be probably the best, right, in the business. It's very, very precise and accurate, so you get all your records spinning at exactly the right speed. Compared to the Planar 3, which might have some, I've heard it has some issues with the speed, and this is, by the way, is a redesigned model that came out in 2016, so it's relatively recently just redesigned. So the speed controls, speed problems shouldn't be an issue, but it has a much better tone arm than Technics. So it's a very highly regarded tone arm, the RB330. So really, I was deciding between that, right, the motor or the tone arm. Well, I ended up picking the Rega. I really like the minimalist aesthetic. The Technics is just, a lot of controls. Like this is what I said about Japanese equipment before. They like to put a lot of controls to give user a lot of functionality right out of the box. But with British designed equipment, it's more minimalistic, more user friendly. And I think user friendly comes to the sense that when you actually, when you play the records and stuff, it looks like it's more friendly and easier to play. It's simplistic. because actually changing the speed on the Rega is not as easy as on Technics. Changing the Technics speed from the 33 RPM to 45 RPM is as simple as pressing a button. On the Rega, you actually have to switch the you have to take off the platter and then kind of switch the belts between the 45 and the 33. So it's a little bit more complicated here. But if you only play one speed record, like that's what I'm doing, I'm only playing 33 1/3 records, right, long plays, then I think the Rega is probably yeah, it's no problem there, right? I don't have to do that. The spindle right here is basically where you switch between the 33 1/3 RPM and 45 RPM. So if you want to play 45 RPM records, you just switch it to the lower one down here. So there's another one down here. You just switch kind of the little belt drive thing there. And Rega will actually upsell you a power supply that will automatically kind of do this, like, and have like a better motor and stuff, and that costs the Neo power supply, whatever, and that costs more money. That's to upsell you on something like that. So yeah, if you find yourself changing like different kinds of records, like a long play versus extended play, like LP versus EP, and then I would say the Rega is not that convenient. Then the Technics is way more convenient for that. But since I don't play any 45 RPM records, I just stick to 33 1/3. Then this is totally fine. I don't have to deal with that. All right. So yeah, that's talking about the basically the front side of this turntable, the Planar 3. So what does it come with? It comes with a AC adapter, of course, and it comes with a counterweight for balancing the tone arm. It'll come with a cartridge alignment protractor, which I will need because this one does not come with a cartridge unless you pay, I think, about $200, $300 more. It'll come with a Rega cartridge. But I chose not to equip this with a cartridge because I have an Audio-Technica cartridge I want to use with it that I'll later put on. Yeah, so anyway, cartridge alignment protractor. I need this when I'm changing out the cartridge and putting it on. And this thing, I think, is plinth protectors. So if you want to protect the plinth, it'll come with plinth protectors. And then this is the manual itself, which is pretty simple. It just really only has 2 pages. One page is just telling you what the turntable comes with and all the different parts, and the second page is telling you how to add a cartridge or change out the cartridge. So that's what I'll be doing. After this, I'll be talking about the preamp that I'll be using, and then switching out the cartridge. So yeah, or adding the cartridge, I should say. So yeah, $1,000 without a cartridge, by the way. So compared to the Fluance RT85, which includes an Ortofon 2M $200 cartridge for $500. So yeah, I mean, that's why I say value is relative. People say the Rega Planar 3 is good value, but it's relatively speaking because Fluance $500 and it comes with a $200 cartridge. This one, $1,000, doesn't come with a cartridge unless you pay another $200, $300. It's really all for the tone arm, right? The tone arm is going to be the main upgrade for this turntable. Yeah, I don't think the platter is even much of an upgrade over the Fluance. I think it's mainly the tone arm that's an upgrade. And the fact that I want to use moving coil cartridges, right? The Fluance cannot really accept moving coil cartridges. It's really just for moving magnet, which is good enough for most people, but when you get really into the hobby and you get into vinyls and stuff like that, you're going to want to upgrade to a moving coil, and the Fluance isn't good enough to upgrade to a moving coil. The tone arm just isn't good enough, right? So that's when you want to upgrade to something like a Rega or a Technics. Okay, let's look at the back of this turntable too. Okay, so what's interesting is this comes with RCA connectors. So it's not like you bring your own and plug your own RCA connectors. The Rega comes with it, and I'm not sure if you can change these out later on. I'm not sure how high quality these connectors are, but it comes with RCA phono connectors. So I guess I have to use the one that's here. Maybe you can change them out, but yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that it comes with its own. I thought you had to supply your own, but nope, it comes with them. Then if you look at the back here, so what we have here is first of all, the on-off switch is right here at the bottom. So maybe not that user-friendly compared to the Fluance or the Technics, right? In order to turn on the turntable, you have to like go underneath the plinth and turn it on. That's a little bit more annoying than just switching the knob on. In Technics, you just press start and stop, very easy. So not that user-friendly when it comes to stuff like this. And then really only 2 things really on the back. If you see here, there is a AC adapter, and this one is to upsell you the Neo, power supply thing. That's the thing that Rega wants to upsell people so that they can electronically control the speed of the record. You don't have to take off the platter to switch to 45 RPM and stuff. Yeah, that's just, and they say it provides, better motor control, better speed and stuff like that. So you can upgrade this turntable by doing that, and it'll be more like the Technics maybe in terms of the speed control, but for me, I don't need to do that. I only play 33 1/3 records, and main thing I cared about was the tone arm. So that's really the main reason I got the Planar 3. That's why a lot of people get the Planar 3s, because of the tone arm. So yeah, that's really it for the introduction of these two. So yeah, the Fluance RT85, 500 bucks, really good value turntable, comes with a $200 cartridge built in, looks pretty nice, performs well. The Rega Planar P3, not quite such a good value, but still a good value relatively speaking when it comes to audiophile stuff, because audiophile stuff can be very expensive. $1,000, does not come with a cartridge. I supply my own. I have an Audio Technica I'm ready to put in. I like the minimalistic appearance, although yeah, I think it looks it looks friendly to for the user, but it actually there is some user annoyances, like you gotta on and off switch, you gotta do that, and changing the speed, you gotta take off the platter, so that's not user friendly. And the Rega comes with a really nice tone arm, which a lot of people talk about and praise. So it's a very highly regarded tone arm, the RB330, and that's really the main reason why a lot of people, including me, get the Planar 3. So that's really it. I'm comparing these two. First, I'm going to introduce you to guys what preamp I'm going to use, and I'm going to add the Audio Technica cartridge, and then we'll test out this turntable. Oh yeah, one other thing is I'm not very sold on the Rega's ability to reduce vibrations with the feet here. These feet don't really look anything special to me. In fact, I don't think they're even better than the ones on the Fluance. So I'm going to use these Duke Audio springs to try to dampen the vibrations, and that should really help, because yeah, record players, like a lot of other audio equipment, especially analog audio equipment, are susceptible to vibrations. So you can reduce the vibrations. Yeah, it'll cause less distortion, and yeah, people say that it really helps increase the dynamics. And there's a lot of companies out there making this kind of stuff, by the way. A lot. So I don't want to get into the really expensive stuff, so I'm just going to stick with these, because these Duke Audio ones are fairly inexpensive. So yeah, I just put them underneath the table, and I have 4 of them, so I'll be using these to kind of increase the isolation performance. Alright, so this is the phono preamp I'm going with. It's the Cambridge Audio Alva Duo. It is a moving magnet and moving coil phono preamp. So originally I was looking at the Shit Audio Mani 2, which is 150 bucks, and Shit Audio is very well known for providing some pretty high value products for the price. But then I saw the Cambridge Audio Alva Duo on sale for 200 bucks and just $50 difference. I figured, why not? Let's just keep the whole setup British. I've got a Rega turntable made in the UK. I've got Need Acoustics Ministra speakers, also made in the UK, and my amp is a Leak Audio Stereo 130, also a UK brand. So let's just keep the whole setup British by going with Cambridge Audio. So yeah, Cambridge Audio is a British brand going back to 1960s, I believe. And yeah, I've actually had one of their phono preamps before. I've had the Solo, which is only for moving magnet. But yeah, I needed to have a moving coil phono preamp, because this time I'm using a moving coil. I'm using an Audio Technica moving coil. So of course I need a moving coil phono preamp, which the Duo provides. And I do like the fact that Cambridge Audio has some pretty simplistic controls here, so pretty no nonsense, easy to operate. So you got an on button here, you got one button here to switch between moving coil and moving magnet, you got a simple volume control right here, rotary dial, and you have a 1/4 inch headphone jack. So on the back, it's pretty simple here. You have an AC power plug. You have an output here to your amp. For me, I'll be using a Leak Audio Stereo 130 integrated amp. You have left-right balance here. I don't really touch that. Moving magnet, moving coil inputs, depending on what cartridge your turntable uses. For me, I'm upgrading to a moving coil cartridge, so I'll be using the MC input and the ground for the turntable. And that's pretty much it. And I also like the fact that Cambridge Audio, on their products, they always put 2 sets of labels here. So one that you can see from this side, so you can see output MC from this side, and then one on this side, MC, and output from this side. And the reason for for that is because a lot of times, you know, people will be having their preamp sitting right here, right, or amplifier. They'll be putting it on their shelf, and then when they're actually connecting their inputs, you know, what are they going to do, right? You're going to like turn it this way, or you can like turn it this way, right? And if you turn it this way to actually, you know, quickly kind of you know, see what your inputs are, then I think that's what they're doing here. So it's for people to have an easier way to see the inputs when they're grabbing it from their shelf, right? They can just like flip it over like this instead of having to turn it over like this. So yeah, because they might have a bunch of cables, right? So it might be easier for them just to flip it over like that. So anyways, I found that to be an interesting design touch. And yeah, if we look at the bottom here, it says Cambridge Audio, designed and engineered in Britain, assembled in China. Of course, at this price, this is going to be still assembled in China. The Duo, and it says Great British Sound. It's 1968, yeah. So yeah, that's what I thought. They started in the 60s. So yeah, UK has such a rich history of audio, so you know, so many audio brands are actually from the UK. So I guess I can actually make a full UK setup actually by just UK companies. So that's cool. And Cambridge Audio just kind of adds to that. I find that Cambridge Audio as a brand, it's fairly decent value. I think Shit Audio is probably even better value than Cambridge Audio, but you know, you can do much worse than Cambridge Audio, because yeah, they're mostly in the entry to mid range, I would say, segment. So most of their products will be below $2,000, and that's actually considered to be, you know, more budget level when it comes to audio, because audio can get really expensive, right? So if most of your products is under $2,000, that's considered to be pretty budget friendly when it comes to audiophile stuff. So anyways, yep, I find Cambridge Audio to be fairly decent value for the price. So anyways, that is my final preamp I'll be using with the Rega, is the Cambridge Audio Duo for that Great British Sound. My entire turntables setup is going to be Great British Sound now. Oh yeah, one more feature about the Audio Duo and Audio Solo actually is the fact that it has an auto power down feature. So after 20 minutes, if it doesn't receive a signal, it's going to automatically shut itself off to save power. So yeah, I think that's an interesting feature. Some people might find it annoying, but you can always turn that feature off. But yeah, by default, it will automatically shut itself down if it doesn't receive a signal for 20 minutes. Alright, so I guess we can look at the manual in a little bit closer up. So this is the Rega Planar P3 manual, and like I said, there's basically only 2 pages here. This is the first page, just showing you the diagram of everything. Right, so you can see the platter, dry belt, tone arm, balance weight plinth, and then all the different controls underneath the turntable, and then just introduction here, and yeah, and this is the second page. That's really it, just these 2 pages, and the second page is just about aligning the cartridge, and yeah, this is basically installing a cartridge or changing out the cartridge, which is basically something I'll have to do for this turntable, of course, since I got the one that doesn't come with a cartridge. And this is the cartridge alignment protractor, which I'm going to use to help me change out the cartridge. And then this is the manual with the Cambridge Audio preamp. So the Cambridge Audio Alva Duo, actually they use the same manual for the Solo and the Duo. I guess saves them to print a new manual, because they're pretty similar. Like, I've had them both. The only difference is, of course, the Duo has a moving coil preamp in addition to a moving magnet, and the Solo only has a moving magnet. Right, so it has a auto power down feature, disabling the auto power down. You can see the front panel controls here, standby, type selector, headphones, pretty easy, pretty simple to operate. Rear panel connections, we already went over this, but yeah, it's basically everything I just said about the rear panel. Troubleshooting, then you can see the technical specs here. So for those of you guys who are curious what the specs are for the Duo, basically the moving magnet input has 39 decibels of gain, and the moving coil input has 60 decibels of gain. So that's really the difference here. So make sure that your moving magnet and moving coil is you know, properly, it can properly set these parameters, because there are some high output moving coils that can actually go into moving magnet inputs, and the low output moving coils is really the ones that use the moving coil input. So yeah, these days you have a lot of makers that actually sell they actually sell high gain or high output moving coil cartridges, which actually they work on moving magnet inputs. So yeah, make sure whatever cartridge you're getting, I'm pretty sure the moving coil input will accept any, pretty much most of the major market standard moving coil cartridges, low output, all the way down to 0.3 millivolts, which I believe is, yeah, that's fairly standard for low output moving coil. I don't really see many below 0.3 millivolts. Like all the standard Audio-Technica moving coils that I've seen about 0.3 millivolts. And then yeah, there's some a little bit higher, like some of the Sumikos I saw have like 0.5. So yeah, I think for most people should be fine. Moving coil input should be enough gain for that, and then moving magnet, of course, pretty good for any high gain or a high output moving coil or moving magnet. So, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So just these are the specs right here. If you guys are interested, but I think the important one was for me is to know about the moving magnet and moving coil, and of course you gotta know about yeah, this is the RIAA curve accuracy. This is you know, how well you'll apply that that RIAA in order to actually, you know, be able to play vinyls. And yeah, for those of you who care about this stuff, there's the total harmonic noise and distortion, the cyanide, you know, that kind of stuff. So anyways, yep, those are the manuals for the Cambridge Audio and the Rega. All right, guys, so now let's install the Audio-Technica AT33 PTG2 cartridge. So yeah, it's a pretty good cartridge. Let's install it, and we'll find out what it sounds like. Right. Okay, now we have to unscrew this one. Okay, we have to unscrew this one for the Audio-Technica. Okay, so now I got the cartridge out. So now we can install it. Here we have the pins here. All right, so this is the AT33 PTG2 by Audio-Technica. You see it here, and this is the microlinear stylus with a boron cantilever. Okay, very nice. So there's one other thing about the Audio-Technica cartridge that I missed before, and that's this little section here. This is actually a storage compartment, and there we go. See, Audio-Technica provides us all the tools that's needed to install this cartridge, as well as extra wires. So I kind of missed this little storage compartment here, but that's actually, yeah, that's what Audio-Technica gives you. Yeah, I thought initially, I was like, what am I supposed to do with only this, right? I can't do much with this. So yeah, to actually install this, yeah, we have a lot more tools that Audio-Technica gives us, which is that's nice. So it gives us like extra screws and washers, and yeah, kind of longer screws here, so we can use to install it, and some extra cables here, which is nice. So yeah, in case, you know, these cables on the Rega don't work out, I can always have extra cables here. So that's nice. And we have even they even give us a screwdriver here, which is pretty nice too. So yeah, props to Audio-Technica. They give you a lot of extra tools and stuff like that. Okay, good. Okay, this should be all I need to help install the cartridge. I have this little brush here. Not sure what this is for. So I got like a little brush here. Not sure what that's for. Screwdriver, I already used this. I would have a screwdriver like that, but it's nice to give me an extra. And then here are the screws. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. I got 2 of them. And we need the 2 screws, small ones. There we go. Very, very tiny things here. Oops, it's very easy to lose. Shoot. Okay. Okay. There, I think we have all the components we need now. Okay, so, all right, time to install it. screws up here. Alright, so I just want it loose enough that I can adjust it like this, but not too loose, obviously. Alright, so now let's connect the cables. Alright, so this is kind of like connecting very, very tiny RCA cables. Gonna match up the colors here. It's actually like kind of like diffusing a bomb or something. So yeah, I have the Audio-Technica cartridge now mounted, and you have the cables all connected here. Here. Okay. Now it's time to align the cartridge. So I have the cartridge alignment now. On the cross. I think it's been aligned now. Okay. So you can see it lands directly on this mark right here. Alright. And it's completely parallel. Okay. Cool. And now we have to set up the tracking force and put the balance weight on. Okay. So here's the balance weight. Alright, so now I'm going to adjust the bias and the tracking force. So I'm going to move the counterweight until it's roughly 1 millimeter above the record. Alright, then we'll apply the vertical tracking force, which Audio-Technica recommends about between 1.8 and 2.2 grams. I'm just going to set it to 2 because that's in the middle. Okay. Cool. So now I got the Audio-Technica cartridge installed. Now let's check it out. Let's check out the Rega Planar 3 with the Audio-Technica AT33 PTG2. Alright guys, just to show you the other components on my turntable setup here. So I have the Cambridge Audio Alva Duo. This is a phono preamp that I'm using, and I can switch between moving magnet and moving coil on this phono preamp. And then I have the Leak Audio Stereo 130. This is my stereo amplifier. And this is my Audio Quest Power Quest 2. This is my power conditioner for all my components. So yeah, I'm using those components to power the Fluance RT85 and the Rega Planar P3. As I mentioned before, I'll be using the Doak Audio spring isolators to kind of reduce the vibration. And my speakers are going to be the Neat Acoustics Ministra. So they're bookshelf speakers. They're fairly large and should be able to provide a decent amount of bass. But I also have it connected to my Edifier T5 subwoofer for even more bass. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty much my turntable setup. I show you guys the Neat Acoustics Ministra speakers. Also the cables are Kimber Cable 8 VS cables. So decent quality speaker cables there. And yeah, I have the spring isolators. I have stereo amp, preamp, and a power conditioner. So that's going to be the rest of my setup. So you guys can see all the components are not going to be changing except for the turntable. So the only difference you guys will hear will be the Fluance turntable versus the Rega turntable.
change in my life, in my life.